This one is a mortgage protection lead. I know all of y'all were on y'all's phones at least some point yesterday. Did y'all get on Facebook at any point? Yes? Okay. Do you remember what you looked at when you got on Facebook yesterday? No? Okay. I don't either. So that's what happens with a lot of those last leads. They got on Facebook, they were going through a bunch of stuff, or on the internet and they were searching a bunch of stuff. They're going through so many things that they're looking at. A lot of times they actually genuinely will not remember doing it. Sometimes they're up super late, like 2 o'clock in the morning. And I know I do sometimes. I'm thinking about some weird stuff at 2 a.m. Like, how could I design my house if I had like a mansion? And I start Googling away, right? You can't expect all of them to remember, even if they just did it. A lot of those last leads are going to be from months ago. So they're definitely not going to remember it if we didn't remember doing something on Facebook yesterday. So these are different in that, as you can see on the bottom, they are handwritten. So when a person buys a house or refinances their mortgage, these companies send out this letter, but it is tailored to each individual person. As you can see, it has like the person's name and their address. But this guy, his name is Josh Avalos, and this is a local person here in Corpus. So it shows his address at the very top. It has the mailing address like any other lead would, but it's tailored specifically to him. So in this one, it says, "Dear Josh Avalos, as a new homeowner or new mortgage holder, you may qualify to purchase blah, blah, blah." Talks about no physical exams or anything like that. It says that it can pay $134,400 directly to your family in the event of a death. What that is, when they mailed it to him, they got that information from like some public record that the mortgage company had their mortgage amount on file. It's letting them know you just bought this house or you just refinanced it. If you pass away, we can take care of this for you, that exact amount. So he saw this and he realized, oh, okay, I can, if I get disabled or if I pass away, my mortgage will be paid off. My hypothetical wife, if he's married, I don't know, my wife won't have to move. She won't have to worry about paying a mortgage anymore. Like everything will be taken care of, right? So he saw this, he opened up his mail, he's probably going through his junk mail, and he saw this and he was like, that's interesting. Took the time to fill this out, which I remember filling some random thing out in the mail. I mean, that I don't do it much. I mostly throw everything away. So when you take the time to do something and you write it out, you're more inclined to remember that. Also, he was obviously concerned about paying off his mortgage. So there's a higher intent with getting something like this taken care of versus the final expense that a lot of people don't really want to face the fact that they are going to pass away and it's going to cost money. People are more inclined to actually protect something that's tangible, something that they can touch, that they use all the time, than something that is intangible, like the concept of them passing away eventually. Because frankly, they're not really going to be around to see it. And you'll hear that a lot. A lot of people will say, well, when I die, what do I care? I'm not going to be here. And you're like, wow, okay, that's a little messed up. What about your family? So that being said, it's easier for people to want to protect something that they can actually touch, see, feel, and use. So higher intent lead to begin with. When you're calling these, it does vary a little bit more. So it doesn't have his date of birth in here. You do see that it has his age. However, some of these leads up to like 3 years plus old. So I actually love the old ones. I don't know why, they work better for me. I prefer the old leads, but they actually have a higher payout whenever you do close a policy, but they cost more too when you buy them. So the 3 years and older leads are, from what I've seen, the cheapest is $5. And then there are others that are newer, some months old, that are like $10 each, $20 each. And then with these types of leads, you can actually buy them as a buy per lead. So you can get on some plan that they'll cost, this is where it gets expensive. They'll cost like $75 each. And this company will go mail out all of these leads to people in this specific area. And when they start coming in, as they come in, that's when you pay for them. You buy per lead. They're fresh, they're higher intent, they're better quality. They are going to cover more. They cost more upfront, but then they also produce a larger amount later. So the difference in calling them, you actually will use different material in here. So when you call to verify the information, instead of saying your date of birth is 1234, whatever, you would say, "Hi, Josh." And he's like, "Yeah, what's up?" And I'm like, "Hey, this is Tori. I was just reaching out about a form that you mailed back into us in regards to protecting your mortgage. This is the one that talks about covering the $134,000 with Quicken loans if you happen to pass away or have a disability or this and that, whatever." You can literally read off that entire middle section. So it says pays 134,000 directly to your family in the event of a death. And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah." It also said that you could get paid a monthly income directly to you and your family if you got disabled. Yeah. You can like pick which ones you want. If you didn't want to do either of those, you can get your all of your premiums returned, throw out whichever ones you want, but by throwing out his mortgage amount, using his mortgage holder. Sometimes they'll put information on there saying like, "Yeah, I see that your spouse is Amy," and it just helps you verify who they are. So same thing, you can say, "I was just calling about your house on 7646 Ports Drive here in Corpus Christi, Texas." And it still gives them that same understanding that I know who you are, I know what you did, I know how to find you. Basically, all of that stuff that helps them understand that you're a real person and they did this. So that way you're building your credibility. But actually working these leads, I will say that you need to go through final expense initially before going into this, because doing mortgage protection, it's a better payout. And frankly, I think it's better quality appointments, because it seems like it is a bit of a different world of people. So a lot of times the final expense are low income or just elderly that are retiring. The mortgage protection side is more of working class that is trying to get ahead. They're planners, they're forward thinkers, because they're trying to protect this asset that they've invested their time and money in. It is a different type of approach, and it also is a different type of clientele. So you do have to be a little bit better at understanding finances. And we're not quite financial advisors, but it does kind of step in a little bit into the financial advising role, solely because some of these mortgage clients, a lot of times, I've actually had quite a few, are up in age. And the way that life insurance is calculated is based on age and health. So the older you are and the unhealthy you are, which having health issues also kind of comes with age, it increases the premiums. So trying to get $134,000 covered if this man was 72 instead of 42 is going to be a lot harder than being at 42 years old. So this is where it's not just black and white. It's not just, okay, let's see what the numbers look like for 134,000. You have to start doing some strategic planning, learning how to do equity protection, and we'll teach you all of that stuff. But this is a little bit more advanced than the basic, this is how much we need, this is how much it costs, this is what it will do, let's apply you, we're done. So definitely something to move on to after you've gotten a good foundation and good understanding of what life insurance is, how it works, how to do the appointments, how to talk about it, and understanding the actual strategies behind them.